Record. All right, guys. Welcome to the Gunnar vibe. I think I was just telling Arun that this is the true definition of Gunnar vibe, beating United 90 plus minute for the second time in a row. And I think magnificent turn of events, crazy emotions up and down throughout the game. And like in the end we got the result. I think that is what matters the most. The 3 points down and dirty against United, all guns blazing. I think we did the job. Awesome job. So first question to Arun and Clement: what did you guys think of the team, and what are your thoughts on the 11? I know we discussed this in the previous game where we dropped points about Gabriel being out, but somehow due to an injury to Partey, I think he changed it up. So what are your thoughts to the first 11?
Yeah, I think getting Shevchenko back in the squad was immense. He gave us some stability, especially with Partey being injured. In a way, it is a blessing, I guess, from last week where everyone was calling for Partey not being the right back to get injured. Hopefully, he comes back, though, after the international break. We would need him for the rest of the games, especially in September. But yeah, the starting 11 was decent. I'm glad that Nketiah got his chance again rather than being dropped. A little surprised that Havertz got the chance, but obviously Arteta gave him the backing pre-game, so it was not a super surprise that Havertz started. Overall, I felt the team was well balanced. Rice in the middle giving more stability. So I was happy looking at the squad.
Clement, what are your thoughts? I know the injury kind of changed again some of it, but what do you think? The back four at least.
Well, before all that analysis on the formation, let me say go Gunners. Look.
Oh man.
No joke, and we are creating a new culture. We're creating a new system, or renewing that old culture. Before we would have been bullied by United, and let's not forget those years. We endured those, right?
Yes.
But here we are with the opportunity and the players and a team, if you will, who would look out for each other, even if we're down. Say, hey, look, we're here for a job. Our fans back home, our families back home, our teammates have an agenda for us, and so let's go out there. We're the ones who are selected to do the job today and perform. And I guess for us as fans and folks who want to see just the W, this is what we've been asking for, since the winning years of Wenger. And so go Gunners, go Gunners, go Gunners, right? 3 goals for our 3 goals today. There you go. And great formation, right? If you remember our last analysis, I did mention it will be very difficult to play Partey and Rice in midfield.
Yes.
We have to learn that because we will be defensive postured throughout the game or throughout the bulk of the game. Partey will not be in the box. As we've realized these past 4 games now, Rice also has difficulty getting into the box, right? But wow, now would he change his tactic? Maybe think about getting into the box a little bit more. They're both defensive minded, right? Cleaning up the back four, getting them organized, and then lifting up the head and looking ahead, right? And so hopefully we can get more bodies in the box, right? And not play every attacking player to try to get the ball into the goalpost. That's something we need to change as a team. But I'm very pleased with the outcome. The outcome is we won 3-1 today. I am not blaming too much on just what Kai did or how Saka was tired. Or Martinelli's, back-to-back sort of comeback with Van Bissaka. And so great job on the team. I think we should give Arteta his credit. He's done a very good job sustaining those touchline sort of missions for 90 minutes and plus. And here we are with the win. So go Gunners!
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I think to your point, true. Arteta deserves his credit. I think his substitutions were spot on. He bought Vieira and then he bought Nelson at the right time where like Martinelli also was running out of legs. And you saw like Martinelli was in the box Nelson was in the box. He created those few chances, which actually led to the corner that kind of gave us the goal. So great job by the manager as well. So credit due where it's due. So what are your thoughts on the first half? I know it was um, a few hits and misses. It was just like those 5 minutes where we saw like bulk of the game where both the goals were scored. What are your thoughts on the first goal? Again, we conceded again at the Emirates. What are your thoughts on that? And back to the response by Odegaard. Arun, you can go first and then you can follow up, Clement.
Yeah, I want to say I was actually impressed with Manchester United's formation and also the way Onana played, specifically. The way he was very calm in the ball. Um, there was some pressure that Odegaard uh, and Ketia tried on putting on him, but he was not faced, just giving simple passes to the midfielders and out wide. Having said that, we did give them a goal. I would say gifted them a goal. We were, as usual, piling ourselves up front. I think it was Havertz who gave the ball away, and a simple pass to Rashford, and we were
Yeah.
running the back line, and that's it. They scored a goal. I was really, really impressed with the way Arsenal scored their goal back. Again, thanks to Martinelli giving the ball, squaring the ball to Odegaard, and Odegaard scoring the goal. Was this quick response is what um, formed the initial basis of Arsenal last season, especially in the first 10 games. So I hope that continues. I was a little deflated the way the rest of the half played on. Again, I was impressed with the way Manchester United defended. Obviously, this is not a Manchester United podcast, so I'll probably give props to Arsenal as well. The way we were calm, we were a little slow, I think, passing around. Um, but I think overall we were creating chances. Our wingers were double down. If you see, both Van Bissaka and Anthony was on Martinelli when he got the ball. Saka was shielded by Dalot and Rashford. So there was good plans that they had on our wingers. So we had to play down the middle, and they are pretty strong down the middle. So Fernandez, he defended well. Casemiro was decent, and also Ericsson. So overall, we were forced to play through the middle, and we were not able to create clear cut chances as we would have liked. Through the sides, Martinelli was very. Most of our outlets were from Martinelli, creating those one-on-ones, trying to get one-on-ones with Van Bissaka, mostly getting corners out of it too. But yeah, I was. I think there is more to do that we can probably work on our passing and the speed of passing urgency. But I think Manchester United's goal helped in us being a little bit more quick in passing after.
I
But
think we finally woke up. I guess the goal woke us up. I mean, going back to last season, we kind of
yeah,
like playing with the handbrake. I think we have told that in every one of our episodes. And I think that goal
yeah,
kind of like we basically put the handbrake to the side and we're like, okay, now we need to wake up. Otherwise, we're going to lose this right now. Yeah.
yeah. Hope that's not the case next time, because it's frustrating that Arsenal keeps conceding at home.
It
But
baffles me
yeah,
that at the Emirates we have been leaking, but I guess 3 points is 3 points at this stage of the season. And let's see. What do you think, Clement? What was your views on the first half? And then we can touch base for the second half.
Absolutely. Look, knock knock. We're not a team in blue. We're not Chelsea, right? So here we go. That's a good point there to just bring perspective back again to our first half.
Yeah.
Um, and I was discussing this earlier before the show on Guna Vibe right now that look, teams do show up to win, regardless of your performance, regardless of how you feel in terms of your composure as a team and where you're trying to take you as a team playing at home with the fan base. When folks show up, their goal is also to win the game, right? And so it's not going to be any easier than we did have United play. If anything, it looks like the injuries for both teams kind of was evident. We didn't have our best performing team, I would say, with Partey out. They could also equally argue Varane was out. They did have Shaw. Luke Shaw was out to help out on the wings, if anything, or deny us our operation through Saka or Martinelli. But anyways, it started well. We knew we're going to always keep the ball. I think United's intent in the first half was to keep us from holding the ball, but we're able to kind of squash that every opportunity we had, and mainly through Kai Havertz of all people and Declan Rice. And so we shouldn't kind of take that away from them. I thought that first half was a midfield action. We always were good on our wings, but they had the experience, they had the mentality to make us play around and then sort of keep the ball from us. So it was that tussle back and forth. But as always, look, Marcus Rashford is great talent. He's a very intelligent sort of a footballer. You always want him up front. I wish in another universe he would be wearing our colors. But he's a complete player. And so you give him that opportunity, you create that chance around him, he's gonna probably punish you, and that's what happened. But then again, look at that conversion from being down 1 minute 50 seconds, taking that opportunity, creating one, and we're leveled. And so that's the ultimatum we're giving to ourselves, that look, we make the mistakes, we leak back, we don't communicate, we're always sort of trying to look for the next attacking window, but it's bound to happen when you play teams like Manchester United, who are very, very sharp up front. You concede when they have the opportunity, and I think that's what happened. But kudos to the boys, we bounced back and tied the game before half.
Yep, yeah, I think that was very positive. We got back on level terms before the half, and I think we did have a few chances here and there, like to go 2-1 up, but it was good to go level on the break rather than being 1-0 down. So with that, and there were a few incidences I think we discussed, Clement. Saka getting the yellow, which was kind of like, I think it was a fair decision, but I think that challenge by Lindelof, literally kicking Eddie on his head, it was frustrating for me to see that was just a yellow. I know that it was not the last man tackle, but I feel that was actually a threatening a player kind of tackle on someone's head. And I felt, like even the commentator was so biased. They didn't even talk about it. And they kept discussing about Saka's challenge. And I think that was very frustrating. This would have been probably double-clicked more if we had either lost or drawn the game. But I think since it's a positive result, it kind of goes under the radar. But I did want to bring that up because I think some of the refereeing decisions were baffling. I mean, like, there was contact even on Havertz's penalty. He had a double contact, but Anthony Taylor went and overturned that decision. So there were some hit and misses there, but I think I just wanted to call that out. But with that, second half, guys, what do you guys think? Second half, maybe up to 80 minutes, things were not as interesting. But what do you think about minute 45 to 80 and then 80 to the game, like that ended? Clement, why do you?
Yeah, Clement, go ahead.
Go ahead, Clement. Like, maybe take the first dibs on this.
Yeah, you're right. And let me remind everybody again, we're playing against Casemiro, okay? We're playing against Martinez in the back line. We're playing against Wan-Bissaka. We're playing against a United team who have a lot to prove to their legacy in the last 20 years, if you will, right? And so even at the beginning of the game, for the US viewers, we did see the commentator or hear the commentator comment about the legacy of these type of games and the competition that it derives, the space it creates for supporters on both sides. And so let me remind the folks that, look, we had a very competitive game today, and at the end of the 90 minutes, we came out with a win. Now, how we came up with the win, the refereeing decisions, some call-ups like Varun just brilliantly explained, these things do not come normally in our favor, right?
Exactly.
We've had years and years of just, I think, biased sort of complaining against Manchester United. They always almost seem to have the good part of the cake when it comes to refereeing, right? And so, but we did walk out with a win. And what kind of credit should we give to our team? I think we need to talk about their ability to always be resilient. I think we saw this during the last sort of games in last season, but today, I mean, it's shown forth, I think, across the globe. And if you're in Arsenal colors today, you're feeling very proud for how we displayed our team sort of spirit and how we just were resilient completely throughout. Even for folks who may have been slobbering or kind of sleeping sometimes during the second half, what a good recognition for our team, right? For our team. Gabriel Magalhaes was just phenomenal. Saliba did make some mistakes too in the back. I was questioning why, for example, we had to bring on Tomiyasu. I was questioning why Saka was still playing. I was just kind of confused at some point about how slow we would keep the ball and pass it around, almost as though there was no intent to be progressive. And so kudos to the boys, right? We never hang the boots. We kept grinding. And when the opportunity came, and sometimes that's all you need, that special talent in Declan Rice to take the moment and say, look, I'm going to go for this. He did. We were up 2-1. And that just ended the game. You could see now, I mean, the winds of change was in our court. And so kudos to the boy. Congratulations to us as a team. And I'm so happy today.
And I think,
Yeah.
the only other thing I noticed where Gabriel, like Big Gabby, was immense was his one-on-one duel with Hoyland. He was literally battling with him throughout the second half since he came on. I think that is something that was man of the match worthy, because he kept him quiet, because he was a threat, to be honest. And that was immense. So he was fighting with him on every corner and one-on-ones. And even if you remember, Big Gabby, big kudos to him. That offside from Garnacho was his last call. He literally jumped back, and otherwise it was a goal, basically. So big kudos to Big Gabby on his comeback. He basically proved his point to Arteta that I need to be in this team. And I think that was immense. So
Yeah.
Arun, what are your thoughts? Goals? And who's the man of the match for you?
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of points. I mean, if you think about it, Manchester United kind of stepped off the gear when Martinez was substituted. So they had their second choice center backs that we were playing against. Just imagine if Saliba and Gabriel were injured and we had to play Kivior and whoever.
Yeah.
We would probably be in a receiving end with someone like Hoyland in playing against. So yeah, again, big kudos for Gabriel to step up to that challenge, playing with a tall striker like Hoyland. It was definitely deserving of him getting all that reserve minutes from the previous games and now demanding a start next game. I think from a man of the match, I would probably give it to Rice, the way he handled that new role, because this is in the previous games he was playing a little bit further. Partey was playing more the defensive midfielder, although he was coming in from the right. But this is a new role where he is actually playing the Partey role as a defensive midfielder. And he pretty much dominated the center midfield for us. The goal of the game, obviously, Rice getting the score for us in the 96th minute was immense, not just for us, for the team, getting the belief when everything seems lost. Like I was just like, yeah, this is going to be a tie. This is it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly seeing that goal scored, that was a huge relief. And then after Jesus scoring the goal at was it probably close to 100 minutes? I was like
90 plus 11.
Yeah, I was like 98 minutes and they are still playing. And I understand, because there was some time that they would probably add in for celebration. Again, if you remember, a similar goal scored by Martinelli. Well, the goal was gaping at that time, but Vieira was the one giving the last pass. Same again, Vieira giving the pass. Jesus running through on goal and being so calm. Like this is the kind of Jesus we want. Just be calm in front of goal and score those goals. We definitely need to kick on from this performance. There is a lot of luck that gave with this, but luck comes from us getting all these opportunities for our players in the forward line. So I think the next game with Everton, we need to be on our game. We have not done well at Goodison Park this past couple of years, so we have to be really sharp. Although Everton have not started well, it's still going to be tough for us. But 2 weeks of not being pissed about how Arsenal squandered a lead or lost a game or anything like that. This is just going to be a big smile on every Gunner's faces for the next 2 weeks, because yeah, we have done the biggest test that we always think about, playing with Manchester United and getting them a, a of W over them. So kudos to the coach, kudos to the team who played, and kudos to all Gunners to supporting the Arsenal through thick and thin. So thank you for that.
100%. Now I actually feel that the international break came on the wrong time. We were like kind of building momentum, and then now we're like, okay, we need to now start praying that all our players go and come back unscathed. So hopefully, like for example, like as you mentioned, Clement, Saka looked a little jaded towards the second half of the second half. So hopefully he can get some less minutes against England. He can get his energy back. And also, like for example, Eddie Nketiah on the reverse side, getting a call up is also a confidence booster for Eddie for the England squad. So that will be a good test for him. Even if he gets a few minutes for England, I think it's good for Eddie for his confidence. And let's just hope we come back and put Everton to the sword. They've been like I think they've only drawn one and lost the other 3 games. Hopefully, we can get the W that we couldn't get last season, which kind of was Sean Dyche's first game, and I think we squandered 3 points there. So hopefully, let's go into the next game post international break and come back stronger. So with that, any final words? And the only other thing is international break working for us is, since Partey was slightly injured, he gets some recovery time to be back. So we have a full squad. So let's look at the positives and hope for another W. And now we don't have to see United until the penultimate game of the season. So we face United at Old Trafford, I think, like the second last game. So we don't see these faces again. Hopefully we have wrapped up the title. I mean, that's my hope. So, we don't have a super competitive game at Old Trafford. So thanks for your support. Thanks for all the comments and great feedback. Let's catch up again. Hopefully we can do a preview for the game against Everton, and then we can also do a post-match. So see you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy this win for the next 2 weeks, and we'll catch up again soon.
Go
Thank
Gunners!
you so much.
Come on, you Gunners.
Yeah, come on, you Gunners. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.